Thank you very much, Mohamed, also for your point of order. It was fantastic that the coaches interrupted to give a boost to the debate, but let us now agree indeed that the coaches remain the coaches. Sorry that I was not alert enough about that, but despite you both gave a boost again to the debate. Before we go back to Abdi Aram, you are from Team Somalia, isn't it?
Yes, but I'm not a debater. I will check.
To you, Abdaram, I want to make to repeat, and that is the last. So for actually before we go into the cross-examinations from the observers and the judges, Stefan or
I want them to ask. I want to ask a question.
Abdaram, hold on, please. I would like to ask the Team South Sudan to respond to the question that comes up now for the third time. What is the government doing to make it more a positive platform by regulating the negative impact of the perpetrators who misuse the platform? So you get one more time the opportunity to speak about that, and then I go back to Abdi Aram. So please, Team South Sudan, your last, but please focus on this question.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Yvonne.
Didi Isaac, you are not allowed to speak. You are one of the coaches. Yeah. So give the floor to one of the team members. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's how it's also works. Yeah.
I'm Zabib Una. Concerning the points they clearly, social media is not bad. It is people who use the social media wrongly. Take an example from home. You have girls and boys. Now, if you don't teach these boys and girls very well, your girl will become a prostitute. So you as a parent, will you blame that girl? So it is you who has not handled them very well. You have handled them wrongly. So I would like to say, it is people who are using the social media wrongly. That's why those things like cyberbullying and online harassment, they all come about. If you take this online harassment, it may be you take your mind back. It may be at times your issues from home and then issues which are done by maybe the parents and so on. Now people are trying to bring in those issues into social media, which is not the case. Then secondly, about the issue of the mental health. According to the World Health Organization, mental health is a state of mental well-being that enables people to cope up with the stress, anxiety, depression. You people from opposite side, are you going to say even self-expression, entertainment, a study from Harvard, TH, Chain School, PhD Kara A is the one who stated that? Are you going to say that people who get stressed up and then they go for entertainment are getting mental confused? I think it is the way how people use the social media. People are trying to misinterpret the ways how to use the social media. So please, dads, take note of that. All social platforms as policies, age restriction. Yeah, age restriction. Teens. Yeah. Below 18, I'm not supposed to. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Stefan, a brief comment, and then I go back to Abdirahman Farah. Yes?
Thank you very much for the chance again. I want to respond to the question that says, what does the government or what can the government do to control social media negative impacts? There are many, but to be brief, it is all about the rules that the government put in place for the citizens to follow. Like, for example, in a house, you may have kids or children in a house, but if you don't put the correct rules in a house to guide the operation of the whole family, then you just call yourself maybe a mistaken or irresponsible father. That's why, to me, social media is all about making the family united, bringing people together, and ensuring that the negative impacts that are there may not be there, or we can minimize some of the negative impacts that might arise within a given period of time because of what? Because of interaction. And it is not necessary that is through social media that these misinformation are circulated. We have seen that mostly people does not come openly in social media to incite others, but instead they go undercover in order to do what? In order to incite others somewhere. Because of what? Because of rules and regulations. That means for anyone who sees social media has something that is of negative impact or has negativity, should first look at what? Look at rules. Are there rules? Everything has its rule and regulation. That's why we have to also ensure social media should not be blamed, but instead, the positive impacts of social media is what should be upheld, not actually the negative impacts in all these interaction. Because the negative impacts comes in because we don't put what? We don't put regulations on what? Yes. On our own children in our various houses.
Thank you.
That is what I can put.
You made your point very clear. Social media is a family, and together you need to make rules at all levels. Thank you very much, Abdiaram Farah. Please go ahead. You want to interrupt, but use also the time to deepen the argumentation of Team Somalia, because then we come to closure of this part and we go over to the observers. Abdiraham, please, or Team Somalia, please.
Yes. Thank you so much. I wanted to answer about the question about mental health to both. So, Team Somalia gives many examples about mental health issues like depression, social anxiety, loneliness. All those things are examples of mental health issues of social media. And you think that Team South Sudan forgot that we are talking about young people. They are mostly talking about advertisements, some other things, which is not for young people. They have to talk about more schools, studies, and productivity of the young people. That's the thing they're supposed to talk about it. Maybe they forgot. They will think that you are talking about social media commonly. And Team South Sudan didn't answer our question about, my question was about business and advertisement. How does that thing help the young people? How does that young people advertise their businesses? Which social media do they use to advertise their businesses? Does the young people having any businesses in?
Okay, we're not going to open the floor anymore for more questions. Sorry for that. Is there anybody from Team Somalia who would like to add some last points? Because then we go over to the observers who come with questions too. So Team Somalia, please, 1 minute more. Yes, Abdizarak Shido, yes. Are you muted? You're muted, Abdizarak, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you're muted, yeah.
I want to add on. For the question about mental health, we are not denying that the social media has positive impact, but we are arguing that the negativity has more greater or shadows or eclipse the positivity of social media. That's our all.
Thank you very much for your concise and short response. I really would like to go over now to the next part of the open debate and give the floor to South Africa team, who have listened, I saw, very carefully. And I was wondering, South Africa team, could you come up with one question for the government team and one question for the Somalia team, so that they equally have time to defend further their argumentation or to deepen their argumentation. So please, South Africa, show your face, let's hear your voice and come up with good questions.
Okay, in terms of the debate, it was well structured on both sides with clear articulation of the benefits and the risks of social media for the youth. However, in terms of the affirmative side, which is the government, we feel that their position by offering more evidence-based examples would have helped. So in terms of more evidence-based, is it possible for them to mention people that has benefited from social media?
Okay, you asked this to the government, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
And then in terms of the counter arguments, they were impactful, but they could have benefited more from acknowledging more recent measures and platforms that have taken to mitigate the issues raised while arguing why they may not be sufficient.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Team South Africa. You really observed the debate and give immediately also feedback and wrapped your question in this feedback. So I go over to South Sudan team. I really would like to ask you to keep it concise and precisely relation to the question of Team South Africa. So please, Team South Sudan, could you answer the question of Team South Africa? Yes, Stephen.
Thank you very much.
Oh, he's hanging. I mean,
as far as the use of social media, when we look at Facebook, for example, or WhatsApp or TikTok, it's not that we use that particular social media device to run a business, but it aids our business running. For example, when these Alibaba products are posted on social media, for example, Facebook, it is very clear, follow the instruction. If you want, do what? If you want to do business with Alibaba or another person, social media, that means we get connection with others. It goes back to what? It goes back to bringing family together. And look, the instruction is very clear to each and every one. Use this at your own interest, so long as you know very well that this social media device has multiple users. Okay, the only thing you can do is follow the instruction for you to benefit from it, or to make it, or to actually let it become for you another detriment that you may not like it. But to me, as an individual, I have taken social media as something that aids my daily activities with conscience and with determination in everything that I do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Team South Sudan. There is an addition from South Sudan, so please go ahead, and then we go over to the opposition. Yeah, please, Team South Sudan, behind Didi Isaac, but not Didi himself. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I thank you very much.
Sorry, it's not for the coaches. Sorry for that. I think next time we have.
This is not me, Yvonne. It's not.
This is not Isaac.
Yvonne. It's not me.
Okay, great. Okay, sorry for that. Sorry, I didn't see your face. Very well. Continue. Thank you. Sorry for that.
Yes, Simon is my name. I appreciate everyone and every viewpoint that we have here. I want to make clarification on a few questions that have been posted here. First, concerning the e-commerce platforms. First of all, e-commerce social media is the practice of using social media to market and e-commerce is called. Now, it's through actually these social media platforms that we get to know about these e-commerce platforms. And then also, my colleague did mention some question about what kind of advertisement does youth have. These days, it's not actually based on the age that you should actually have a business. We have many young people who have their own businesses, their own innovations, whom they use the social media to also advertise these businesses. And they get friends, and then they get clients through these social media platforms. Those who are within and also those who are abroad. So the young people actually deserve the right to market their businesses, which they are having, to expand out. And then not only that, take for example, for the status of the refugees who are living within the South Sudan, many of them come with the stresses, and it will be very hard to somebody to actually believe that this person's life can change. And if the person now decides to explain, show up how their life has been progressing through the social media, it actually gives one a hope that surely a life that looks to be ruined can be transformed, and it is through how they share their status through these platforms. And then also to add on to that, all these social medias have policies in place. And these policies explain exactly what they are offering and what they expect from these users. And now if a user goes against the policies, there are those contents that we see the social media platform actually block because the person goes against the policies. So the social medias are actually trying their best to provide the best to the users and to the youth that we do have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That was a very concise last remark to the question of Team South Sudan. Then we would like to go over to Team Somalia. Please, do you still remember the question of Team South Sudan, or does it need to be rephrased?
We would like him to rephrase, please.
Yeah, please, Marentia, can you again ask the question to Team Somalia? You are muted. Emerentia?
Oh, sorry. The question was more in terms of personal examples of people that have benefited from social media because they didn't come through strongly.
Okay, so negatively, you mean that they need to come up with examples about negative impact on people. Is that correct?
Yes, I think it was more positive and for negative who benefited from social media in terms of work and making money, and then the same on the negative side as well. How did it affect someone that you know or heard of negatively?
Okay, thank you. So then we keep the question to the Team Somalia. Can you come up with examples to deepen your argumentation of people or issues that show that the impact is negatively on young people? Please go ahead, Team Somalia. Yeah, you are muted. I don't know whether you are talking already. Team Somalia, please go ahead. Ooh. Maybe there's something not going on well. Yes, there they are. Great. They needed to prepare, I think. Yes.
First, I think in my previous points, I stated many people who were affected by the social media negatively. And according to the advertisement, many people who saw those advertisements has engaged in gambling, which led to the loss of their property. And
yes. They are cooperating. Very good. Yeah, continue, Team Somalia.
The real life example is one expert. Many people lose their money for gambling.
Yes, that I think that's a very impactful example indeed. Do you have more examples, Team Somalia, about the negative impact on young people? Because that was really the question. So one is was very impactful, but do you have more? You already talked about bullying. Can you give an example? Or you spoke about other things? Yes, go ahead. Team Somalia.
I'm adding on that it causes distraction and education and also addiction. To further these points, like when they say that those people make money from platforms, there are young people who engage in those platforms which had distraction from their real lives. And also, there was signs of addiction from those people. Let me give you something. Studies suggest that around 10 to 30% of social media users might exhibit signs of addiction by their excessive use and reliance on these platforms in order to monetize from it. So I think that's proof is that many people were negatively affected by social media platforms. Thank you.